14 Village of Peoria Heights Board of Trustees meeting. Meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and join us in the pledge of the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Present.
Trustee Carter. Present. Trustee Fuller.
Present.
Trustee Reichert. Present. Trustee Gett. Trustee Cumming.
Present.
Thank you very much. Trustee Gett couldn't be here tonight. He's feeling a little bit under the weather, so we hope he gets to feeling well real quick, or quickly, or something like that. My wife will let me have it with that real quick thing. It just sounds wrong. First order of business tonight is the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for October 7th meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes as submitted?
I move that we approve the minutes as submitted.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Reichert. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustees minutes for the October 7th meeting as submitted, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Board has approved the minutes for the October 7th meeting. Next up, correspondence, and that will be presented by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
I have one item this evening. It is dated October 3rd, 2014, and is from William Smith. And it reads as follows. Dear Mayor and Peoria Heights Village Council, the Peoria Heights Fire Department is very fortunate to have an EMS service as part of the department. A fire department's main goal is to save lives, and through a fire-based EMS agency, it can extend this goal by providing a much-needed service in the community. Furthermore, fire-related calls have decreased over the years. The U.S. Fire Administration's National Fire Incident Reporting System topical run profile demonstrates that fewer than 10% of runs made by fire departments involve fire. The Peoria Heights Fire Department and ambulance has provided a great service to the village of Peoria Heights and neighboring communities. To dissolve the ambulance service would be a grave error and disservice to Peoria Heights. If one life is saved, then the service has more than paid for its existence. I have seen this personally while serving on Peoria Heights Fire Ambulance from 2005 to 2008. On December 4th, 2007, then Captain Robert Hill, firefighter EMT Mike Tamkin, firefighter Chris Holzhausen, and myself were recognized in front of the Peoria Heights Village Council in recognition of a cardiac arrest save. This is just one of many citizens of Peoria Heights that was able to live because of a local EMS agency. This save was accomplished because of a quick response time and early defibrillation. Had this patient had to wait for a neighboring EMS agency, the outcome could have been the loss of this life. Currently, Peoria Heights Ambulance provides advanced life care that arrives at the cutting edge of an emergency to provide a higher level of care that is needed in critical emergencies such as cardiac compromise and cardiac arrest. These advanced providers can give life-saving medications needed in the pre-hospital setting, making the difference in the time needed to transport the patient to the hospital. Elimination of the Peoria Heights Ambulance service could severely compromise the immediate life-saving care needed early on in the onset of sudden illness or in traumatic injury. Some may argue that neighboring agencies could provide similar care and coverage to the village. However, every second counts in an emergency. 8 minutes is the golden standard for the time of a 911 call being received to the time that an ambulance arrives at the patient to provide pre-hospital treatment and transport of the patient or patients. I urge you to protect the citizens of Peoria Heights that you serve by assuming the office of mayor or council member to do everything to save Peoria Heights Ambulance. I also encourage everyone to vote in November to save your local Peoria Heights Ambulance. Respectfully, William Lance Smith, firefighter EMT.
Okay. Thank you very much. No announcements tonight, so we'll go right to trustee reports, and first will be the ambulance service with Trustee Fuller.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have the September monthly review for the ambulance department. We had 65 total calls, 60 of which were medical calls and 5 fire calls. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Fuller. Any questions at all for Trustee Fuller? All right, thanks again. We'll move to Public Works with Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. The only thing I have to report is we're about midway through our hydrant flushing. That's all we've got.
Midway, huh?
Yeah, about midway. It's not quite half. Tomorrow, it'll take all week to get to all of the hydrants. Some people are a little surprised because their water's turning funny colors while we're doing our hydrant flushing. But it's hard to reach everyone. I mean, you either have to look on the website or watch one of the meetings, because we can't really put a flyer on everybody's door every time we do it. That would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
So that would probably be as much work as actually flushing the hydrants. So anyway, we're midway.
Okay.
We'll be done by the end of the week, though. And the water's looking a lot cleaner. They're doing a lot, you know, doing it nice thorough job, you know, getting all the dirt out of the water mains. It builds up over time. I don't know where it comes from, but it's there.
And Mr. Mayor, if you're going to be doing laundry tomorrow, you may want to hold off. They'll be below the hill tomorrow.
You know, luckily, and it must be I just clairvoyance or something, but I did my whites today, so.
Good, good.
I'm in good shape.
Good.
We could tan those up for you a little if you'd like.
Sounds pretty
That
pretty
crew's a nice
interesting.
color. Yeah.
Okay, any, is that it? Trustee Harn?
Yeah, that's all we have.
Okay. Any questions at all for Trustee Harn? All right, thank you very much for the hydrant update. We'll go to administration personnel with Trustee Riker.
Thank you, Mayor. The Tower Park Observation Tower will be closing for the season on Friday, October 31st, 2014. The ticket booth has currently sold approximately 8,000 tickets this season to date. The observation tower will once again open during the spring of 2015. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions at all for Trustee Riker?
Do we know where the 8,000 ranks to previous years? Are we about flat, or are we picking up business? Are we losing
I'll
business?
check. I don't know. That's a good question, because that seems like a good number.
Yeah, it
It
does.
does.
I don't know
Seems
how
like
it
a really
ranks
good
against years
number.
prior.
And how much do they charge for a ticket to go up in the tower?
It's about $2, yeah.
I never go up the tower. I don't know.
Okay. Any other questions for Trustee Riker? Thank you very much. We'll go to Economic Development, Village Improvements with Trustee Carter.
Thank you. We have a new business opening up in the Heights called The Well. They're having their grand opening this Friday at 7 p.m., and they invite everyone to show up.
Okay. And they're over
We're
Heritage-
June's at the Heritage
Okay.
Square.
All right. Thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Carter? Okay, thanks again. We'll go to the Police Department with Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have my usual announcement tonight. The always popular Neighborhood Watch Meeting will take place next Monday, the 27th, right up here at Village Hall, 6:30 p.m. As always, if you have any suspicious activity in your neighborhood or code enforcement issues you'd like to share with us, please come up and do so, and we will look into that and get those rectified for you immediately. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Cumming. Any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? All right, thanks again. We'll go to our Village Administrator, Matthew Fick, regarding building maintenance. Any new news on the building maintenance front?
Nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Administrator. We'll go to the Fire Department. Mr. Administrator, any news on that?
I have nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Thanks to one and all. Comments from the audience?
I have a comment.
You
I think
do?
the fire department did an excellent job with the fire over on Scioto this past week. And the ambulance, they did really well. The guy had a stroke and they did really well.
Yeah.
I think
Good
that
to
should be
hear.
mentioned,
Yeah,
so
good to hear.
they work together.
All right. Any comments from the audience? Well, thank you all for attending. Quiet crowd tonight. I know Mary Beth is bursting at the seams there, but we're going to get to you sooner or later. No old business tonight, so we're going to go to new business, and it has to do with some holiday chamber events here at Village Hall, and that will be presented by Trustee Riker.
Thank you, Mayor. The Peoria Heights Chamber of Commerce is requesting the use of Village Hall on Saturday, December 20th, from approximately 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Village Boardroom here will be used to provide free gift wrapping to anyone who purchases an item in Peoria Heights. This is a new promotional idea called Wrap It Up in the Heights that the Chamber is trying this year as part of their month-long December marketing initiatives, which also includes Chocolate in the Heights and the Christmas Walk. So I would make a motion that we allow them to use Village Hall on December the 20th.
Have a motion from trustee Reichert,
Second.
second from trustee Carter. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the use of Village Hall on December 20th by the Peoria Heights Chamber of Commerce, as outlined by trustee Reichert. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you, the ayes have it. Mary Beth, did you have a few words of encouragement? Sure. Okay.
Hello, Matt told me that I was the agenda tonight, so thank you very much. I'd like you to all refer to me as Madam Agenda. And truthfully, I am here just so that we could ask that, and you did a wonderful job. Thank you very much. Matt did ask that I kind of expound a little bit on the Chamber's activities for the Christmas season. Before I start, though, I do want to say one thing. Our September meeting of the Chamber was on 9/11, and because it was on 9/11, we did something that we've never done at a Chamber meeting, and that was we said the Pledge of Allegiance, and that reminded me here of this, and when you all did this evening, and it was so nice and sweet that we decided to make that a part of our meeting, too, and I just thought it's kind of cool that we come back to that and come back to our country and our government. So, Christmas in the Heights, and what both the Chamber and the village does for that. I think that we can all agree that it's a very important, both retail and community season. And so we appreciate everything that the village does to help us with that, and we are constantly trying to improve, revise, group together to make certain that what we do works best for everyone. A long, long time ago, and there's some of us that have been here a long, long time, remember that the Chamber would do one event for the Christmas season, pull out all the stops, and after a few years, we realized that Mother Nature would never cooperate with us on that. So we sort of started developing this idea of if we do something every weekend during the Christmas season, even if we have bad weather, at least we have some other things that could pick up the pace for that. So our schedule is, if you are all interested, we start with the Saturday after Thanksgiving. This year, that's November 29th, and that is Small Business Saturday, which is perfectly geared towards Peoria Heights, because if there's ever a village that represents small business, that's Peoria Heights, and it works well. It's sponsored by American Express. We believe that the reason that it's sponsored by American Express is that many small businesses cannot afford to accept American Express because of their charges. And so it's their way of trying to attract more small businesses. They give us all the marketing, and it turns out to be a really, really good day, especially when people start thinking local after they go through Black Friday, which is for the big chains and the box stores. So that one's kind of easy for us, excuse me, to deal with. Our next weekend, we always do something called the Christmas Walk. It was typically on a Saturday during the day. We'd have the horse-drawn carriages, sales, Santa at the flower shop, and we would end with the Christmas lighting up here at Village Hall. The mayor's been wonderful with us all these years doing that. We've decided to switch it around a little, partly because we don't get a huge draw for the Christmas lighting, and we want to get more of that community involvement. So this year, we've planned to switch the Christmas walk from that Saturday during the day to Friday, December 5th, starting at 5 p.m. with the Christmas tree lighting. And we will market that and then market the Christmas walk with luminaries going all the way down Prospect. At least, we're hoping, isn't carved in stone, but we're hoping it will go from Village Hall all the way down to Heights Flowers. So that's a pretty long expanse. We have a bit of concerns in terms of the cost of the luminaries, and we always have concerns with the weather, but if it works out, it should be absolutely beautiful, and we will try to hit on the marketing hit on the media to make sure that it will be lighting the heights for that evening. So it should be really, really nice. Saturday, December 13th, is our annual Chocolate in the Heights, which has always been wonderful. I hope you've all have tried to participate in that. All the chamber members that participate have some sort of chocolate. We've been doing this for, I want to say, 6 or 7 years. It was the idea of Nancy Southey from Emerson Creek. She had seen it at some place in Michigan. It was like, whoa, we can do this, and it works every year. Once again, I've been fortunate enough to work with the Peoria Symphony and Marcia Henry Liebenow, who is their first-year violinist, usually comes by with at least 1 or 2 of her students, and they play Christmas carols on their violins in the stores. It is just phenomenal. It's a beautiful tradition. We're going to try that again this year. And then, as Trustee Reichert said, we're trying one more thing. We always have a problem with how are we going to end that 4th weekend before Christmas, and so we decided to wrap it up. And that's why we're calling it Wrap It Up in the Heights. If anyone purchases anything from a retailer in the Heights on that day, they bring their purchase and their receipt, and we're going to get various volunteers to come in and do free gift wrapping for them. The chamber retailers will donate wrapping paper or ribbons or bows or tapes or scissors, and we're targeting various community groups to do the wrapping. Right now, we're thinking of some of the Peoria Heights high school students, the Lions Club, forgive me, I can't remember the name of the nursing home where they think that some of their residents may want to do that as therapy. So, and we'd welcome and would advertise an hour or two if the village trustees would like to be a part of it. So if you want to get a group together and say, we will dedicate an hour or two, we would welcome that too. I leave it up to you. And that's how we will wrap it up in the Heights. We, hope that it turns into a really good 4 weekends. Hope it generates a lot in tax revenue for the village. We hope it just generates goodwill. So that's what I have to say. Thank you very much. Cheryl, yeah?
Okay, the Chocolate in the Heights, when does that start? What's the time frame?
It's when the events that are on Saturdays, our typical hours are 10 a.m. in the morning till 5 p.m. Some of us, like me, stay open a little bit later. The only difference would be the Christmas walk, which starts here with the tree lighting at 5 p.m., and the participating retailers will be open later in the evening. I don't know how long, but...
Okay, so the small business on Saturday, are you going to stay open longer, open earlier, stay open longer, or just depend?
All of these are, it's up to the individual retailer, but typically if it's a Saturday, figure on 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Mary Beth, you get some gift bags and some tissue paper, and I'll come up here and...
Yes!
Yeah, you don't want me wrapping presents.
Oh, I know, I'm no good at that. In fact, when we were thinking of the high school students, Roger was talking about the leadership people in his group, and he said they've been asked a lot, and he suggested that I call the art teacher at the high school, which makes so much sense. So I will be doing that and hoping that they will do. And, you know, we'd like, I don't want anybody having to stand here for 5-6 hours, so we're hoping to do this in 2-3-hour shifts, so.
Well, I would be interested too, so if you want to,
I think you two should form a committee. I'm teasing.
I'll just come up here, I'll get a hold of you.
Okay.
Mark, do you want to appoint like a wrapping paper czar?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, but I want to make sure you have plenty of liability insurance before we do anything like that.
Really?
Paper cuts get
Really.
serious, you know?
They could be, yeah, when you have to
Are
put
you
your
allowed to
finger
use
down
scissors
on the...
again? Have you written that right?
No, I've got a hearing coming up later this month. We'll see. Maybe I might get the rounded off ones for kindergarten.
The plastic ones, I think.
Yeah. Those would be perfect.
Oh, and one other invitation that I would like to extend, and this came up at the chamber meeting last month, we miss you. We've noticed that, you know, Chief Sutton has been at the meetings giving the police report, but we haven't seen any of the village people at our meetings. We do miss you, and if you have the opportunity, we really, you know, we're interested, we really would like not only an update on what's going on in the village, but feedback from the village. So, love to see you again.
When are your meetings?
Oh, now you're asking difficult questions. I believe it's the second Thursday of every month at 8 a.m. at the
8
building.
a.m. on a Thursday?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. And we do not provide wake-up calls. I've asked, but they don't.
Okay, thank you, Mary Beth.
Thank you very much, I
Appreciate you
appreciate
coming
it.
out tonight.
Thank you.
And just call me Madam Agenda.
All right, we will now move to the treasurer's report, which will be read by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
All right, this represents the bank balances for the month of September and was prepared by Cliff Brumbaugh, our village treasurer. The general fund account is $782,874.14. Motor fuel account is $274,176.98. Police drug savings is $554.23. Tax increment finance is $54,701.27. The healthcare flex account is $1,535.30, for a grand total in the village accounts of $1,113,841.92. The waterworks account, $617,537.47. Infrastructure maintenance fee, wow, I had to think about that one, sorry guys, $9,475.02. Service deposit is $86,059.92, for a grand total of waterworks account of $713,072.41.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions at all regarding the treasurer's report as read? Okay, then we will accept it as submitted by our treasurer, Cliff Brumbaugh. The next Board of Trustees meeting will be held Tuesday, November 4th, 6:30 p.m. And the next departmental committee meeting will be held Tuesday, October 28th at 6:30 p.m. Is there any other business to come before the board this evening?
I move that we adjourn.
Have a motion from trustee Cumming,
Second.
second from trustee Carter. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting at this time, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes emphatically have it. Meeting is now adjourned, and we thank everyone for attending.